So I want to briefly talk about this Charlie's Angels reboot and the director Elizabeth Banks and how it flopped and whatnot, and discuss this sort of story that's been going around the community, like the movie community, now for a couple of days. So essentially, what happened was a Charlie's Angels reboot film came out. This is, I believe, the third reboot of Charlie's Angels, maybe the second. I don't really remember. The last Charlie's Angels film, I think, was 15 years ago, which was not that long ago when you think about it. And the movie came out and it flopped 8.6 million on a $50 million budget. And apparently the quote from this interview is, she said, "You've had 37 Spider-Man movies," and then she said it reinforces a stereotype in Hollywood that men don't go see women do action movies. So there's a problem here. Okay, first and foremost, okay, I didn't see the film. I have not seen Charlie's Angels. This is not going to be a review of the movie because I haven't seen it yet, right? And the reason why I haven't seen it yet is because I had no idea it was even out. You see, the real problem with this movie, what actually happened was not men going to see women do action movies, because that's just objectively false. Ocean's 8 was a pretty successful film. You also have Captain Marvel, which broke $1 billion. And yeah, I know it's MCU, but it's still got a woman main character. If you go to the past, you've got films like Aliens, which have a primary female protagonist. There's other movies too. We've seen this before. And again, it's well, and Aliens is an action movie. Alien is more like a horror film. Aliens is more like an action horror. So I do count that. And the problem with Charlie's Angels, see, that the issue here is that, even though I've never really heard too many interviews from Elizabeth Banks, you can't really blame men for this, because there is a precedent that men do go see films with starring women. There's tons of examples. I just gave you 3 off the top of my head. The problem is the fact that now that she made this comment, you're going to have a lot of YouTubers and people from the community, call her a lot of interesting and not very nice names like SJW and, feminist and things like that. And again, I'm not going to go so far as to do that to her. I don't think it's fair, but I will say that this was a very dumb comment she made, because she didn't, number one, the fact she's saying you've had 37 Spider-Man movies. Well, we haven't had 37, okay? We've had a lot, but not 37. And the situation is that Spider-Man is an iconic character that connects with the youth of the United States. And it's been that way since the 60s. You can't compare Charlie's Angels, which was a popular show decades ago, but you can't compare it to Spider-Man. Spider-Man is on a life of its own. And people are going to go see Spider-Man movies, point blank. Spider-Man movies are going to be successful. People are going to go see them. Even Spider-Man 3, which everybody, thought it was a big step down from Spider-Man 2, even that made a ton of money. It's Spider-Man. It's just, you can't compare yourself to Spider-Man. The problem with Charlie's Angels is that it had really bad advertising, because literally multiple people I've spoken to had no idea this movie was even out. And the problem is, if you're going to release a film right around this time of year, you have to advertise it. I saw a trailer for this movie months ago. Well, I'm talking about, like, I want to say around July, and since then I've seen nothing, no TV spots. And I don't really watch too much TV, but I've seen no TV spots, no promos for it, nothing on social media. Like, I had no idea this movie was coming out. No idea. Literally no clue. And that's bad, because I keep up with movies. So the person that Miss Banks should be blaming is whoever is in charge of advertising, because nobody knew. And again, if you're going to release a film around this time of year, you've got Doctor Sleep in theaters now. You've got Frozen coming out in a few days, which is going to break records probably. It's going to be a massive Disney hit. You've got Star Wars around the corner. They're advertising that, along with, other movies that are getting a lot of praise, like Lighthouse getting a lot of praise, Parasite, what Knives Out. There's all these movies coming out right around this time that people are going to go see. They're going to skip on Charlie's Angels, because the original Charlie's Angels, the 70s show was popular. The movies from the 2000s were fun, cheesy movies. I didn't think they were really that great, to be honest with you. I thought the original TV show was kind of fun. I did watch it when I was a kid, a few episodes of it, and I didn't hate it at all. I thought it was a lot of fun. But again, it's not something I would watch now. You know what I mean? I watched it when I was a kid because it was on TV and it was these cool superhero chicks. And, it's cool. It's a cool show. But I feel like there's nothing to do with gender. It's not that men didn't go see it. It's that people didn't go see it, dude. Not men, people. People didn't go see it. If they took like a demographic look at who actually went to go see the film, I assure you that there's gonna be a lot of men who did go see it, who were part of that 8.6 million. That's completely false. And the problem is that when these companies and these filmmakers like the Ryan Johnsons of the world, when they sit there and they complain about the fandom, like the fans didn't go see this movie, it makes them look butthurt. It makes them look salty when there's other factors that they need to look at internally to see what's really going on. Dude, I'm not even shitting you right now. I had no idea this movie was out. I thought it was 2020. I swear. I saw a trailer. I'm sure it had a date on it that I forgot. There's too many other films that are out now that have my attention. You know, there's too many things going on right now. We got Mandalorian, Disney Plus. Like, people who would normally go see Charlie's Angels are just not going to see it. Plus, nobody wanted to see this movie. Like, you know, I can tell you that I haven't talked to a single person. I'm telling you right now, you have my word on this. I have not spoken to a single person this year that has said, I can't wait to go see Charlie's Angels. And not a single soul. And the reason for that's because if you have a reboot to a franchise that wasn't really that beloved, if you're going to do another reboot, and if you're going to do any movie like this, you have to promote it like hard. They should have spent a lot more money putting this movie out there, but they didn't. I saw nothing. Not on YouTube ads, like nothing, dude. I saw nothing. So really, she's being an idiot. I'm not saying she is an idiot, but she's acting like it. This is an idiotic thing to say. You know, blaming a man and this and that. It's just such a cop-out, such a cowardly thing to say. It's cowardly. Like, dude, I'm a man. I have no problem with Charlie's Angels. I saw the original show. Like, you know how many dudes, like this is so dumb because you know how many dudes would go see this movie just because they're women and they're hot? Like, you know what I mean? I know tons of guys that would do that. You know, it's a good little date movie too, like, but nobody knew it was out. There was more promos for Dr. Sleep, which is a horror film that usually doesn't get that many promos, than there were for this movie, dude. Nobody knew it was even out. So Elizabeth Banks got screwed by the fact that there was bad promotion, and this reactionary comment is going to end up having her get attacked now, probably, and not taken seriously. You know, and again, I don't even know if it was a good movie. It might be a great movie. That's the thing. It might be a fun little film. I don't know. I didn't see it. And I feel weird as a movie reviewer telling you that because I try to see a lot of things, you know, as much as I can. This has been kind of a crazy week because I'm getting ready to go on a trip and I'm packing and, you know, it's just I couldn't see. I was going to go see. I haven't even seen Dr. Sleep yet. I was going to go see it. I just haven't had a chance because there's been too much stuff going on, you know. So a lot of stuff in my personal life going on. So that's why I couldn't go see it. But it's not one that I'd be against going to see. You know, it's just it's so dumb to blame men for your movie flopping. Like, maybe you didn't make a good movie. Again, I didn't see it, but maybe people just didn't like the movie to go see it again. Maybe it's the holiday season. They're getting ready to go on a trip, you know, out of town for Thanksgiving. When you drop a movie this time of year, you'd better promote the hell out of it. As much as you might hate Ryan Johnson, he's promoting the hell out of Knives Out. I've seen promos everywhere for that film. And there's hype among the movie community. What YouTuber has done a video about this movie before it came out? I haven't seen Collider. I mean, maybe they did and I missed it. Maybe I missed it, but all the big movie channels have not even talked about this film to hype it up or anything. And if they did, I missed it. So that's what you have to blame is the advertising, not men. It's just such a silly argument. And again, I know people are probably wanting me to do like an SJW rant. I'm not going to because this is it's not about SJW. Like, that word doesn't even have any meaning, y'all. Like, think about that. It's mostly about the fact that she is making a dumb stereotype comment when we have evidence that that's BS. We have evidence that that's bullshit, bro. We have evidence of this. There's so many films. Dude, Halloween has a female protagonist. Like, there's so many movies that have female protagonists that men go see. You know, and this is a movie that I think men would have probably dug if they knew it was coming out. So there's problems here, yo. But anyways, I'm going to wrap up the video. Did you see Charlie's Angels? Let me know in the comments if you saw the movie, and if you think it's worth seeing, and if you have any theories to why it flopped. I just think that people don't care about Charlie's Angels. I mean, they don't. Like, you know, when it came out 15 years ago, got a little bit of buzz or whatever. It did fine, but people just don't care about it. You can't compare yourself to Spider-Man, dude. She can't even compare herself to Captain Marvel, because that was a $1 billion movie. No, like it or not, it was. Anyways, that's it. That's my ramble, and I'll talk to y'all soon. I love you. Take care of yourself and each other.